What the hell is going on? What is going on? And it doesn't even matter at this stage. It doesn't even matter. The Sophie Cunningham situation is all that matters. The Sophie Cunningham situation, you know, we're going to get through the PTSD of watching this basketball team together. So if you guys, for the rest of the season, if you guys are bored and, you know, want to be in the Mick Talks Hoops streams watching this awful team barely put in any effort, subscribe. We are trying to hit we're trying to gain a subscriber today. 56,650 and we're good. And leave a like. If we get to 200 likes on the stream in the video, that'd be insane. But we got to talk about this. First of all, we have to say, like, the Indiana Fever came out so flat. They were flat anyway. It doesn't really matter that, like, not that it doesn't really matter. This specific game doesn't really matter that much. Sophie Cunningham got herself hurt. But obviously, it kind of just sums up everything. Like, we weren't going to win this game if Sophie Cunningham was healthy. This isn't like, oh, we lost because of a Sophie Cunningham injury. We were down 17 points when she got injured. This happens. So, Bria Hartley is driving in. Sophie Cunningham, or Kelsey Mitchell comes down. Sophie Cunningham overhelps. And Bria Hartley just kind of plows through her leg by the looks of things. So I need to see where she plows through. She kind of plows through the knee. And Sophie's holding like her patella. She's holding her patella. It does look like it's a patella. It's a patella injury. Normally people will hold higher in their knee if it's a knee ligament injury. It looks like she might have either broke or either ruptured her patella. It's a hit to the leg. Doesn't look like there's much in terms of like in terms she jumped through her knee. Like, she's done for the year. There's like I'd say there's a near 0% chance that Sophie Cunningham plays this year. Plays again this year, for being honest. Like, if we're going to be completely honest here, they went at Sophie Cunningham early. And considering this is Bria Hartley, I'm not ruling out that she jumped through her knee. Considering who it is, I'm not. Like, Bria Hartley has been ejected multiple times. She's yanked Angel by the hair. This is the Connecticut Sun. This is a team that have jumped through players' knees before. I'm not ruling it out. I think it's accidental. I'm gonna say if you're asking me what I think, I think it's accidental. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but I don't think I can rule out, considering who it is, that this is intentional here. Like, there's no need to fall like that. And if it was any other team other than the Connecticut Sun, I'd be saying, you know what, this is just a complete, like, it's just completely an accident. It's a awful thing to see. But, like, it's like, it seems to be a case where you've now got a player who is already known as the dirtiest player in the league. Like, Bria Hartley is known as the dirtiest player in the league doing this. I mean, I think it is. I think it's more than likely accidental, but Sophie's done for the year. Sophie's done for the year. I tweeted out and I was like, of course, Bria. Someone said, such a dirty play, flopping right in Sophie's leg. I don't know. But again, Bria Hartley is taking out too many players. It doesn't look like an ACL. It doesn't. It does not look like an ACL. There's a possibility that she plays again. Do I think there's a high possibility that Sophie Cunningham plays again? No. But I think we have to consider the fact that there is a possibility that Sophie Cunningham plays. A very low possibility, but a possibility nonetheless that she plays again this season. But it's not ideal. This is not ideal. Like, and I think at this stage, look, I think the Indiana Fever, if you're Caitlin Clark, don't come back. If you're Caitlin Clark, do not come back this season. I don't think it's anything too crazy. And the big thing for Sophie is you hope it's not an ACL because you want her back for next season. You want her back for next season. Sophie has picked up 2 injuries this regular season. Both have been against Connecticut Sun. Both have been against this team. So this team has blown out Sophie Cunningham's ankle and blown out her knee. She has played the Connecticut Sun 3 times. She has played them 3 times this season, if I'm not mistaken, or she played them all 4. She might have actually played them all 4 times. But, like, doesn't really change the fact that even with Sophie Cunningham, I think the Sun are the much better team. They've been outworking the Fever. Layla Lacan is unbelievably good. But, like, I think she's just done. I think she might be just done for the year. I just don't. I don't see a scenario that, even if it is like, I think there's like a 1% chance that it just is like a, because by just a heads up, like even a non rupture, somebody plowing through your patella tendon can hurt like fuck. Like that can hurt. That can hurt pretty damn bad. So for me anyway, it's one of those things where I'm like, that can hurt pretty bad. So there's always the chance. There's always the chance, because if you guys haven't seen, when it comes to Sophie Cunningham, she does have a tendency to I'm not going to say I'm going to say it. She has a tendency to overreact to fouls. Or sorry, to kind of the injuries. She's had a tendency at times to kind of overreact, like like with the ankle injury. We all thought, okay, she's broke her ankle. She rolled her ankle, and one of the times she was back pretty quickly. But yeah, it's just not a good scenario all around when it comes to Sophie Cunningham. Having to see her like this, it's not good for the Indiana Fever. Not good all around for fans of the sport. Not good for the sport that the biggest team in the league, the entire team is basically injured. Every game there's a new injury with this team. Like, this is a team. This is meant to be the pinnacle of the team. That's the pinnacle of the sport, the most viewed team, and all that's happening is games kind of getting out of control. Games getting out of control, and players getting hurt. If nothing else, you've got to. The referees have to stop this crap going into next season. Again, I don't think this one was on the referees. I don't think this is it's on the this one's on the referees, this specific injury. But like, we are seeing so many injuries happen in games where you're like, okay, they're like, oh, emotions are high, so you just expect an injury. When the Connecticut Sun, by the way, if you guys have seen, they've done a lot, they have done a lot of reckless things in this game that haven't led to fouls. I don't think this is... I hope this isn't reckless. I can't rule out it being reckless. I hope it's not reckless. But at the same time, like, the referees... There were so many situations earlier on in the game that, in fairness, that the referees were letting them away with. The referees thought, okay, yeah, let's tee up Sophie Cunningham straight away in the game. And that's going to, that's keeping the game in control. But from minute one, the Connecticut Sun, how many times have the Connecticut Sun against the Fever dove through people's knees? Multiple times this team has. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on it. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, second half's coming up now, and we'll talk about the at the end of the game. At the end of the game, we'll talk about the game. But right now, Sophie Cunningham's injury is the bigger things.